Yes.
Thank you. Asante sana. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you can shake hands with them.
Thank you very much.
Good job, good job. Yes. Asanteni sana. Asante. Asante sana. Asante. Number 94508 508 Corporal
And the song of Francis.
Asante. And I think I should start with Corporal here. Yes. He should be a sergeant with immediate effect. And then maybe the other officers will organize. I think DIG, when you go back, will organize how you get your mawe. So. And then everybody else who was that your operation should be able to be looked at, because we want to send a good message to even all your colleagues that it pays. I know it is risky. I know it is a challenging job. We have even lost officers in the process of this operation. So it's not easy. But we also want in a small way to be able to address your welfare and make sure we appreciate you. And once the list is done, we will process. And I think the right announcement will be made by IG through the DIG, who is here on his behalf. We've spent the day here in Laikipia most of the day, and we came here first and foremost to assess the progress as well as the challenges that we are facing in the operation, which, as you're aware, began on 13th of February 2023, and that is Operation Maliza Uhalifu. This operation is taking place in 6 counties of our country, including, or namely, Baringo, Laikipia, Samburu, Turkana, West Pokot, and Elgeyo Marakwet. I am glad to report that so far we have registered significant progress, and I want to take this opportunity while I'm here in Laikipia to thank County Commissioner and the County Security and Intelligence team, together with the officers, security officers who have been deployed here, for a job well done. I think so far we have managed to sustain an onslaught against armed criminals and bandits who have been terrorizing our people, killing people, injuring people, stealing their livestock for a very long time. And particularly, even as I come here today, I decided, rather than getting the briefs from the team here, I have had chance to proceed first to the operation area, and I've been able to assess the situation in some of the areas which we have gazetted as disturbed and dangerous. And we have also been able to visit one of the camps, the formed unit camps, which is the anti-stock theft unit camp in Naibor. And I particularly chose to land at Naibor as to camp to thank our officers from that camp, because 2-3 days ago they were able to procure a very successful recovery of livestock which had been stolen from one of the ranches in Laikipia North. And therefore I went there first of all to thank those officers for the sacrifice and the commitment, and just to tell them that the government of Kenya appreciates what our officers in this operation are doing. Of course, that was a multi-agency effort, and therefore I must thank all the other formations that were part of that operation, where we had the National Police Service, we had the Rangers from the ranches, and we had the support, as usual, of our partners in this operation, the Kenya Defence Forces. We are very grateful on behalf of the government of Kenya. I'm very grateful to the team here in Laikipia, and especially the officers in the operation area for working seamlessly together in a multi-agency format to deliver peace, stability, and security for our people. In that particular incident that occurred, I think, on Friday night, 75 heads of cattle were had been stolen, and were recovered the following day. All of them, except 2, which in the exchange of fire were accidentally shot, but the entire flock was recovered, handed over to the owner happily the following day. Therefore, I went to Naibor this afternoon just to thank our officers and to show solidarity with them and to give them moral support. Once again, on behalf of the government of Kenya, we are grateful. These are the stories we want to hear. We want to hear more stories of bandits who have been defeated. We want to hear more stories of bandits whose effort has been thwarted and frustrated. We want to hear stories of recovery, and we want our people to enjoy their right to property without having to fear criminals. So I'm very grateful. So we have had that very good chit-chat with those officers. I have left them in very good, very high spirits. And I have delivered the message of the government of Kenya to all our officers across the country that in the coming weeks and months, we are upscaling the police equipment modernization program to great levels to provide even more sophisticated equipment for personal protection of our officers, equipment for aerial security operations, including unmanned vehicles, armored vehicles, including armored aircrafts, because we want to resolve the security problem of this country permanently so that we can move on to development and start catching up with first world countries that are pushing the agenda for roads and water, the agenda for trade and investment, the agenda for people-to-people integration. And we cannot be a modern 21st century country aiming to move to the first world if we have a small number of criminals terrorizing the rest of the population. I have given my assurance as your Minister for Security that we will defeat bandits. It doesn't matter how long it takes. And it's not going to take long, by the way. We will crush banditry and make it part of our history as a country. It's barbaric, it's primitive, it's backward. We cannot permit a small group, a tiny minority of our people, to terrorize millions of people and hold back a whole region backwards from development. We cannot even open roads. We could not be able to open roads in some of those areas. We could not send contractors to do water projects because they will be attacked by bandits. So I am happy to report a very good progress, and I must thank all the officers of the National Police Service, our friends and counterparts, officers from the Kenya Defence Forces, the National Police Service, the Rangers, and everybody, including communities that have helped us with useful intelligence. Number 2, I've been able to assess one of the areas that I had gazetted as disturbed and dangerous areas in the orders that I issued in Malaso on 12th of March 2023. And that is Mukogodo Forest. And I can report we've made significant progress in removing the threat of bandits from that difficult area, but there is still work to be done. I have given firm instructions for a thorough combing of the Mukogodo Forest in the next few hours and days to make sure there is no human being there except a security officer. And once that is done, we'll seal off that place. It's out of bounds. It's a gazetted Kenya Forest Service forest. It's a forest. And therefore, we don't expect members of the public of whatever description or nature to be present in that forest. So we are going to upscale our operation there. The same way we have been able to smoke out bandits from the Corcoran Hills in Baringo, the Tandare Valley. We want to ensure Mukogodo Forest is completely free and sealed off. And therefore we are upscaling our operation there effective immediately. At the same time, during the encounter that our officers from NIBOR asked to come and the other agencies that were supporting them, during that encounter, one of the National Police Reservists was critically injured by the fire of bandits. And therefore, one of my assignments today within Laikipia, after I assessed Mukogodo Forest, after I went to encourage and congratulate our officers at NIBOR asked to come, I've been able to visit our reservist, one of our reservists, Mr. Stephen Morijo, who was critically injured by the bullet of bandits and is right now hospitalized at the Nanyuki Cottage Hospital. I have been able to talk to him. I have also been able to talk to his father, who is taking care of him there. And I have given my sincere sympathies to that family, because our National Police Service are doing a fantastic job as the first responders whenever we have a crisis in this operation area. By the time the National Police Service formed units arrive and the KDF, we have found an invaluable fast response within the National Police Service. And we are very proud again. On behalf of the government of Kenya, I want to thank all National Police Service across the country for the work they are doing, which is sacrificial. These are essentially volunteers, people who have decided to risk their lives to protect their communities and work together with our police and other security agencies to protect our country. We've been able to pick the bill. The government will pick the bill of that officer, but generally the government is going to ensure that we take out National Hospital Insurance Fund cover for all National Police Service who are serving in our country, to make sure that when they are injured on the line of duty, as they protect our communities, they are able to get medical attention. So that, again, is something that I'm grateful. I've been able to sympathize with our reservists and give the assurances of the government of Kenya. We are going to take care of the medical bills, but also we are looking at generally ensuring our NPRs have a medical cover to make sure that they serve the communities better. Lastly, I've been able to come to meet our team here, the county security and intelligence team of Laikipia County, and we've had a short discussion, just an update on the status of security here. And I'm very confident the team here is doing a good job. And please, we want to request members of the public to give us feedback, both positive and negative feedback. Let us know where we need to improve on our service delivery, and we want to assure you that we have the best political goodwill to deliver our national security in a manner that every Kenyan is able to feel safe and secure in their own country. His Excellency the President has sent me greetings to the people of Laikipia, and I want all our officers in the field here, in the various categories, in various cadres, various ranks, to know that the government under the leadership of President William Ruto has made a conscious decision that we must ensure that all security agencies and public officials serve the people of Kenya fairly, efficiently, and without bias. And in particular, all public servants, including security officials, are instructed to keep away from partisan politics. of whatever level and concentrate on the core mandate of delivering security as a public good, which must be delivered impartially, dispassionately, and for all the people of Kenya. The issue of the transaction of politics as its own players, we are not part of that process. There are other people, there are politicians from this side, the other side. They can do the political issues. Our work is to make sure that every Kenyan is safe, our country is safe, and people who come here find, even the visitors who visit Kenya, find a stable country governed by the rule of law, a secure country which can attract local and international investments. That is what had brought me here. I am very happy for what is happening here, and I want to thank again the members of the public and everybody else who is on our side as we try to make sure our country is safe. Every person who is praying for us, who is giving us ideas on how to improve on our service delivery, we are very, very grateful. Members of the state, thank you very much. You've been profiling, positive messaging, sensitive messaging that has the overall objective of ensuring that the national security interest is paramount to every other thing. And I know I've had a discussion with most of you, because in our country we must make a deliberate choice to put our national interest, our national security first. And therefore, we don't want to be a country which glorifies bandits. You know, a bandit does one small thing somewhere, and it is hyped until it looks like it's the most important thing. Those are criminals. We have criminals in different countries, dangerous criminals of various types. Bandits is one type, terrorists are another type. Those religious terrorists that are killing people, like what has happened in Shakahola, they are also dangerous criminals. And therefore, I like what I'm seeing coming out from our media, so that we don't get into petty wars and start saying, glorifying bandits, or trying to say government is fighting the church, government is doing this. Our job is to deal with criminals of whatever shape, whatever size, whatever description. They hide in church, we smoke them out from there. They hide in the gorges and the ravines and the Mukogodo forest, we smoke them out from there. And that is the message. I therefore thought I should thank the press for doing a wonderful patriotic duty, even as you retain your independence of telling the people of Kenya the truth. The national interest must always prevail. And I think we are getting there. Many countries have had tragic security threats, and the way they channel the public information, it always makes sure that the public interest supersedes other interests.